Thickosaurs Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 23 of the Thickosaur Podcast.
Woo, 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 woo.
I am your hostess, Michelle.
Anna.
Molly.
And Melissa.
We are back again, and today we will be talking about fears, irrationality fears, and phobias, in all seriousness and in jokeness. So, I just thought it's a very prominent emotion that lots of us have experienced. And I would just like to know what everyone's fears are. Like, I want to know your deepest, darkest fear and why you have that fear or phobia. You can talk about both. And then we can also talk about other fears that we have that will probably be like irrational to the other person. So
I don't know. This is the internet. And people can like use it against us, you know?
oh my God. Yeah, so to start off, I will read off the definition of what fear is. It is a noun. It's a distressing emotion aroused by impending danger, evil, pain, etc., whether the threat is real or imagined. So, to get to know you ladies a little more for myself and for our listeners, what are y'all's biggest fears? You can have multiples.
Is this irrational or rational or both?
Both, any, and all. Whatever you want to share.
Did you say aroused earlier in the definition?
That's what the Webster Dictionary says.
Aroused by impending danger. Oh, so like
Emotion
caused
aroused
by
so that-
danger.
Yeah,
was
like
like-
it comes up because...
Girl, not that kind of round.
I know, that's why I was confused why they use that word. Why did they use that word?
That's what the dictionary says.
I guess
the
it's an
thing.
easier way to express what's happening.
Because that's what the
Oh.
definition is.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because you
People
are kind of aroused,
like
but
you.
not that kind of sexual aroused. It's
Yeah.
more of
Yeah.
It gives you that tingling feeling.
I knew you
I
would
know.
somehow.
I heard that word too, but I just kept it to myself. Unlike this one over here.
But yeah, biggest fear. Who would like to go first, or should I just choose?
You can just choose.
Okay,
We could popcorn it.
I don't know how to what.
You
popcorn
pick
it.
a person and then that person picks somebody else. Like in class,
I
you
hated
could
that.
popcorn it.
Oh,
But then again,
Or you could just be the teacher that picks.
yeah, I hated popcorn.
I hated
So I'm gonna choose you then, Anna.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah. So what is your biggest fear? Share with us if you'd like. I mean, I guess you don't have to do your biggest fear if you don't feel comfortable talking about it, but just any fear really, and like why, if anything. It doesn't have to be super serious.
I don't know. I would say that probably my fear would be being abandoned.
Okay, we
Yeah.
have fear of abandonment. Okay.
Yes. And then that is because I just been around I have a really big family, so I've been around them for a while, obviously. And so being by myself, that's kind of scary to me. So that's like one of my fears. And so I'm still working on it. I don't mind being alone now, but it used to really bother me a lot. Like one of my fears back then.
Abandonment. It's funny how you say it's due to because you're born in a really big family, so you're afraid to be alone. Me, it's the exact opposite.
Oh.
Where I want to be alone. You know, it stems from being the oldest, and then I happen to be a girl. So taking on the role of second mom, I was constantly doing something, getting something for someone else, and I would never be by myself because I would always be babysitting my siblings or doing something for my mom or my dad, or being lent out to help with like parties and stuff. And I was always around people, or always around family members or whatever. So I would just get so tired of it, and I would never get any quiet time. So for me, I mean, I do have a little bit of fear of abandonment, but I think that's for me. It's more for like a partner instead. You know, like a partner or significant other that they would abandon me. But I think in general, fear of abandonment is kind of lower on my list.
Well, I would have to agree with you. But you know what we have? We have the good girl syndrome.
Yes.
You know, I think like your abandonment fear too. I don't when you say like because you grew up with like a big family. I don't think it's that you grew up with a big family. I think it's more of that you grew up really close with the family. Because I've met people who have a big family and they're not close to them at all. So I would say because you grew up quite close with your
I
family.
guess we'd say that we did grow up close.
To the point
In
where you
some
guys are-
ways, I
yeah.
mean, that you guys know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, but you kind of grew
Yeah.
up, pretty close to where you don't want to break that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that does trigger me a lot. Like last year, where I was trying really hard to hold family events, because being the oldest one, you're like, I have to hold it down. Like, I need to do this. And I just, no matter how many times I tried last year, I couldn't do it. And I broke down crying because I couldn't do it at all. And I was just like, had no control over it. And then, of course, Michael's like, there's literally nothing you can do. You tried everything. And I was like, I know, but I failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you couldn't, hold that together. That was very important to you.
Mm-hmm. But that's my fear.
Of abandonment.
Yeah, but like I said, it's like, it's not a high one either, because I've recognized that I do like my alone time, like you too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
And go, teacher, Bo.
Let's go with Liz.
As you guys know,
Yeah.
as you guys know in our other episode, that phobia of holes, that's one.
Trypophobia.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm with her on that one.
Just hearing the word.
She's like, that's all I would say,
Pretty
because
sure.
if I think about it anymore, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah. There's that one. And then I have a thing, I forgot what it's called, but like when I'm in any like natural water, I have to touch the ground.
You have thalassophobia.
Yeah, I have to touch the ground. I can't just free float in it, like the ocean or like rivers and lakes. I can't do it.
You know, that's understandable. I think that
Isn't that a rational fear, or is it irrational?
no, that's a rational
Yeah.
fear. Yeah. Because, you know, I'm with her. I'm like that too. It's like, even though I love the beach and I love the ocean, I like it when they're both touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like the idea of being out in like deep waters where, like you said, you can't see the bottom
Yeah.
or you can't feel the bottom. Yeah, that scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said
scares
it's a rational
Yeah.
fear. Yeah.
It's a rational.
Yeah,
It's
that
a
scares me.
rational fear, yeah.
Yeah, because lots of people have that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then there's also those other people who love that
Yeah.
shit.
Like I want to experience like in that like the clear ocean, you know. Yeah, maybe for like a little bit, but after that I'm like, okay, I gotta
Let's
get back
go.
on something. Yeah. I need to get on something. But yeah, because I mean, like here in Oklahoma, we don't really have clear lakes or anything like that, and so it's always dirty. You don't know what's in it. You know, there's alligators that have been found. There's
Gars.
yeah, gars are huge, catfishes that are huge. There's snakes all the time, and I think that one time too. I think that was a snake that was swimming towards us one time when we were younger. See, like.
What? When?
When we were at Illinois River a long time ago, when we would like do like church
Yeah.
campings, I forgot it was me and some other girl. I forgot who it was, but we were swimming out in the middle of the river, like in the deeper part, and then we saw like this head keep like sticking out of the water, kind of thing, and it kept like coming closer to us, and we kind of like freaked out, and we like swam back to the shore, and it ended up being on like I think like a snake or something like that.
Ugh.
Yeah. And so I think ever since then, I'm kind of like, don't be playing it in deep water, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Deep, murky water.
You know what's funny? Like back then when we did do those camping trips, even though I say I have a little bit of the thalassophobia, I do remember, like as a preteen, like just jumping off random cliffs into the river
Yeah,
in
see,
the
I
deep
can't
part,
do that.
and like that did not bother me one bit.
Is it because ignorance is bliss?
Probably, and plus, like there was other kids doing it too, so I was like, oh, okay, well, if they can do it and not happening to them, then it looks like fun.
I was finally able to do that once in Tahlequah. So this was back in 2017, 18, 17, I think, where I was able to jump off a cliff into the water. But the whole time I was like, Mandy Moore and A Walk to Remember. Is it A Walk to Remember?
In the beginning,
In the
where that
beginning?
guy- yeah.
Yeah, I kept thinking that like something's down there. You don't know what's down there. You know, but the whole time I was on the cliff, I was like, "That's it, that's it." But I kept telling myself, "Melissa, just breathe, just do it once, and you're okay. Just do it once." And then I finally jumped in, and then afterwards, I'm kind of like, "Okay, I'm good." I did
Once
it
is
once.
enough.
He's like, "I did it once. I think I'm good." But yeah, like that, and like also people like on Facebook, those videos where it's like a teeny tiny hole, and they're able, and it's filled with water, and they go into the hole.
Oh, no.
Can't do that. No, can't do
That's
that.
where you find them jazz out there.
Yeah, and like a lot of times they're like, "Oh, it leads to like a really really pretty like opening or whatever." I don't care. I'm not. I'm not gonna get stuck.
I'm not risking my life.
It's like those
Yeah.
people, the one where like they go underneath and like there's like this air bubble underneath the ground or something, and they have to go underneath and then kind of follow like the tube, and then they have to go up to the area.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that yeah, see, I can't do that.
can't do it.
And then they don't know how to get back, so they're stuck there.
That's Atlantis, y'all. And if y'all haven't seen the movie Atlantis,
Yeah. What was he saying? It's like a grease trap, just like a sink or something like that.
like that. Yeah, I can't do that. So there's that one, and then of course the fear of the dark. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it's for me. I think it's more of like
what's in the dark?
yeah,
Yeah.
fear of what's in the
Or
dark.
like you can't see what's in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That kind of goes with like heights. Are you afraid of heights, or are you afraid of falling?
oh,
That's what people say too. Like,
I feel like it's the same thing.
yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't know. I just
No, I think it depends, because sometimes like the fear of like you like a fear of falling. I mean, I always have the fear of falling because I always have dreams of falling off. It's like in the dumbest ways, but yeah, I think it's because although you're at a high peak, like you do like enjoy the view and everything, but I think
And you look down.
when you look down and you see that you are able to fall, then that probably is what triggers it. Because that's for me, like
So it is the fear of falling.
for me, yeah, it's a fear of falling.
Oh, okay.
But for heights, I think it's just depending if you're at a certain height. I don't know, but
I think it depends on what it is.
like if you're on the
it's-
mountain,
yeah, if it's like if you're on like a really really tall, like for instance, I'd say, damn, what is it called? Those things that you climb on. What you were on yesterday, Anna?
Ropes course.
Warp course, where it's like really high, and there is a fear of falling because technically there's nothing supporting you. I think that's like a fear of falling. But like
Yeah.
if it's a fear of heights, as if you're like you're hiking, and you get to like top of a mountain, but it's like flat land. I don't think it'd be a fear of heights that way. Does that make sense? Whereas if it was like ropes course, where it's like you're going to fall, like it's gonna break away from you because you're too heavy or something like that,
So
then that's a fear of
Falling.
falling. That's how I'm thinking of it. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's correct, but I don't know.
I still think they're one and the same.
Yeah,
Because
it
I feel
could.
like if you had like a true fear of heights, like you wouldn't be able to go up a ladder very far. Like you wouldn't
Right.
go up a ladder very far. Or like say if you go visit like the Grand Canyon, you can't get close to the edge to look in the canyon, even though there is like a fenced bar area. You still can't get yourself to go over there because you're afraid of the height.
Then is fear also on a spectrum? Because I can force myself to do that, but I will hold on real tight and look over.
You know, that's a good question for if fear is like a spectrum. I would say so it is. That's why I think that's why there's like rational fears and there's irrational fears and then whatever those in between. So because like well, hang on, let's rewind a little bit. Like the fear of heights and fear of falling thing, because it's kind of like riding a roller coaster. Would you call that, like people who don't like it, would you call that fear of heights or fear of falling?
I think it depends on how they feel. Because, like, for me, if we're riding on a certain ride and I know I'm afraid of falling rather than the height.
Oh, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
It's falling.
For
for me.
me, it's the falling. The height, it doesn't matter for me because I know I'm secured in. But the fact
falling.
that I know that I'm on the bigger side of like body wise, I have that fear of falling off of the thing rather than just being up so high.
Isn't the butterflies feeling that we get is our organs moving?
I don't know.
I don't think physically it's that. I think it's your like equilibrium or something that throws you off.
That gives you the butterflies?
Yeah, something. Here, let me.
I thought that it was because your organs are moving.
That's a good question.
Yeah, but I am scared of falling too.
Yeah, because I'm like I could ride rides like if they're high and stuff that they go high and everything just fine as long as I am secured in.
So you're okay with it dropping too?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just
I
as
hate
long,
those.
I think I've never rode one, so I think it's as long as I know that I'm secured in and I'm not gonna fall, that I'm okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
like the what did we ride at Six Flags?
the giant? Is it the,
The
giant
ti-
you guys
Texas
rode?
Giant.
The Texas Giant, like that, I was okay with.
It
But
was when we went down because it's just a bar.
it's just a bar, but
that's right.
It was just that was my rational fear was because it was just a bar.
Yeah, it was just a
when we
bar.
when we went kind of pretty, it was like a 90-degree down, straight down.
And I think it was also because somebody died on that. Somebody died on that roller coaster.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a long time ago. It was
When
like
we
recent,
went, it
like
was
a
around
year or
that.
two.
It was like it was around that time. we
yeah,
went.
like a year or
Oh.
two, and then they closed it down, and then they revamped it, and then we went on it again, and again
Me
it
and
was
Melissa
just still the
like,
bar.
We just went. Our legs kind of went like this to the seat because
More friction.
Yeah, because all that was supporting us was that bar. And I'm
Oh,
like,
you were like this. I tucked my put my legs in
No,
together.
I went out like this, and then I
Oh.
like held on to whatever was between our legs or something, and then I rather hold the cart than the bar because I was holding this. But then again, we got distracted because of one of our guy cousins the way he was screaming.
Who was it?
It was
Alex.
Well, he was all. "Ah."
Are you sure it was him?
It was either Alex or Michael
Okay,
because
it's either Alex, Michael, or maybe somebody behind them. But we weren't.
all we heard was not like man scream, but it was just like a. "Ah."
I was like, that could be Mike, but I don't know.
And then we just didn't know who it was. So we weren't even screaming. We were just sitting there laughing the whole time.
I'm like 95% sure that was Alex because that's something
It
Alex
sounds
would
like
do.
Alex or Michael, to be honest.
I think Mike's quiet though when he rides.
I don't know. I think they were behind us?
Yeah, they were. Well, they were like I think like a seat behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I forgot who. I think was it Matthew or Mitchell? And
It was
Brandon?
Matthew and
Someone didn't ride. It was
It
Matthew.
was
didn't
me.
ride.
I didn't ride.
Oh, you
I
didn't
didn't
ride.
ride either.
Oh, Matthew and Chris ran off to do their own thing.
oh, maybe it's Mitchell and
Mitchell and Brandon, I think.
Mitchell didn't go with us.
I thought he did.
No, he was
Oh,
already
I think it
married.
was Chris and Brandon.
Oh, Chris and
'Cause I
Brandon,
think
because Matthew
Matthew
didn't want to ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Matthew was down there with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't want to ride.
Oh.
Because that was when Rowan was having a fit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, Back to the feeling of the butterflies in the stomach. It's caused by the blood vessels surrounding your stomach and intestines contracting and the digestive muscles contracting because that drop in blood flow that makes you feel like winged insects are flooding around in your stomach. So basically the blood rushes from like here to here so fast. So all of your internal stuff is like contracting.
They're like, oh my god, what's happening?
Yeah.
To make sure it doesn't rupture, basically. Is that what it is?
I guess. So in a way, yeah, I guess you could say that.
I was right that it kind of moves, but not like this though. It just moves like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like, got to keep it together, you know.
Yeah.
It's like that thing. What's in motion stays in motion.
Yes.
Whose law is that?
Is it Newton?
Newton's.
I don't know.
Isaac
I
Newton's
forgot
law.
about that.
Newton's law.
It's one of
It's
them.
one of
right?
his 3 laws that he has.
Oh, I thought his was gravity. Is that part of it too?
There's Newton's law, and then
Newton
there's
has 3 laws.
and then
of
there's
motion.
another
Okay.
law too, but I just forgot.
Yeah, I think we're thinking. Okay. Sorry, this is not science. Okay, moving on.
Went over my head, so I
Yeah.
was just looking at them like,
There's like, all I know is that there's another law because I thought it was Newton's
Object
law.
stays in motion unless it's something and something.
Oh, we're
But it's the 3 laws of motion. Yes, it's
we're disappointing
Newton's.
Mike so bad right now.
Yeah.
I think with the apple and gravity, that's also Newton too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember that.
Gravity. Gravity. Gravity.
But yeah. Okay, cool. Molly, you want to share your fears, phobias, anything?
I do know I have a severe fear of the dark, but then yet I have to sleep in the dark. I can't sleep without it not being in the dark. But I think I only have a severe fear of the dark if it's in a place that I don't know the place.
Oh yeah, me too. Mm-hmm.
So if it's like pitch black, if I'm in like in a room pitch black, me and my imaginative brain think of the most random things in the dark.
That's coming from someone who watches a lot of like Studio Ghibli stuff, anime stuff.
Yeah, and then like my brain can get very graphic of things. That's why I also my other fear was like horror movies. Like although that you can kind of tell when they're coming, like all the jump scares and everything, I just can't. And then usually because I think after watching those movies, I tend to have like a nightmare or something, and like those gruesome like scenes like they stay with me for a while, and so like yeah, it repeats in my mind, and so I like just like see this is why I can't watch a scary movie with you.
That's why they say that like people who are able to watch horror movies and go to bed like it's fine are like crazy
Serial
ass
killers.
people.
Yeah. Psychopaths.
But then again, I can see it because my boyfriend likes watching scary movies, but he only likes watching certain types of movies because the way he watches the movie, he's like he'll watch it and he'll be like, "That is the dumbest decision you guys have ever made." Like he makes it very
Logical.
yeah, he's very logic. So like when he watches it, he makes very logic comments about everything, and I'm just like, God, okay, if I watched movies with you, then it probably wouldn't be that scary because you commented about everything.
Yeah.
But then like, but yeah, I can't do that. But
There's actually a scary movie that came out pretty recently, and it's not like a big scary movie. It was I think one of those like individual smaller filmmakers who made it, and I guess apparently people say it's really really good. So I watched the I'm such a chicken on horror movies. I watched a guy explain it instead of me watching
yes,
it.
we watched him explain
Is
it
it
rather
the
than
smile
watch.
one?
No, not that one.
Oh.
It's actually another one where it's basically the fear of the dark, and it's with 2 kids.
Oh.
And I guess from the storyline of the movie, I think it comes from people's theories that have watched it is that it's like a very abusive home, and like the mom is very like bedridden, and the dad is always there. But then the movie focuses on the 2 kids, the daughter and the son, and things in the house kind of get shifted, and it's always kind of in the dark, and you see like a dark figure in the dark, and like the theory is that like it's an abusive home and that they can never leave their house, and so the house always manipulates and changes, so therefore the kids can never leave, kind of thing. But the way they filmed it was very what is it? Like homeschool filming, like an old camera
Oh.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was watching him explain it, and I'm kind of like, oh, that's kind of scary when you look at it like that. That's kind of scary. And I'm like,
Well, how did he explain it?
Well, like you have to watch it because it's
Oh,
very
okay.
visual.
Oh,
Like
okay.
there's not a lot of. It's kind of like what is that movie called? The one that they keep doing over and over again, Paranormal Activities,
Oh.
where it's kind of like home video looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that a little bit.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
very still,
Mm-hmm.
and so you kind of it's a very
you see
long
it from the
still
it's a point of view
of the camera.
film
Yeah,
where you see it from their views.
yeah. And so it's one of those long, scary movies that there's not really a lot of action to it, but I think it's just the thought of being in the dark
Mm-hmm.
is what's scared people. It's because people have those thoughts before
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. I forgot what it was called, but, but
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you with Molly on the whole horror movies thing, because like there's like so many subcategories for the horror flicks that I don't think I even find any one of them comfortable to watch. Like you have the slasher movies, then you have
You have the spiritual ones.
the spiritual ones like the alien types and whatever else, right? I don't like watching slasher movies, not because it's scary, but it's just kind of like blood and gore.
It's very brutal to me.
Yeah, it's just blood and gore. I don't find any entertainment in that at all. What else?
Spiritual, no.
Yeah, spiritual horror
It's
movies
just
I can't
because
do.
it's just my mindset with that spiritual stuff. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, horror movies, just horror movies, period. I don't like. It's not really a phobia thing, nor is it like an irrational fear thing. I just don't like it. It doesn't make me feel nice. It doesn't
Yeah,
make
it
me feel
doesn't.
good. So horror movies are no for me. I might be boring to some of my friends and cousins because of that, but no, thank you. I'm like Molly. I'm very sensitive to that stuff to where I carry it home, and I end up dreaming about it because it's constantly in my mind. Like I remember a long time ago, I'm sure I've told you guys this story already, when that Japanese horror movie Ju-on, when it 1st came out. And I remember watching it over at a friend's house, and it was just so freaky. It was like a psychological thing for me,
Yeah.
because and the fact that it was like Japan based, it was like Asians, and we're more sensitive to spiritual stuff like that. So it messed with my head, and I carried it home with me to where I was so frozen with fear that I could not sleep in my own bed.
she slept with me.
Yes, that's how bad it was. That's how scared and freaked out I was. I could not sleep in my own bed, so I went and crawled in bed with Liz.
In our twin bed.
Yes, in our little twin bed.
I don't know why you're laughing when you had a
fit.
I was like, you had that same situation too, but it was a scary movie.
Huh?
We had like some nightmare or something. And then
yeah.
she didn't even tell me. She's like, hey, scoot over. I was like, huh?
That's what I did to Liz. I was like, scoot over. I had a nightmare. Scoot over.
Yeah, see, like for
And
me,
she like looked over and No, but well, okay. Here's the reason why it freaked me out so much, because again, that's the spiritual and like the psychological thing that was going in the movie was scary enough, but like in the beginning of that movie, it showed a car running over a cat.
Oh yeah, I
Right?
remember.
Yeah, it ran over like a black cat or whatever.
did you run over an animal?
No, I didn't run over a cat. But like, here, let me paint the scenario. They run over a cat. There was a male and a female. The male comes out to like check what he hit, and it's a cat or whatever, right? And I don't remember much. I just remember him getting back in the car, and then the wife was like already like delirious. I don't know. I think something was wrong with her. She was pregnant or whatever, whatnot. And then it was just set in like in a very eerie tone. So when he went and sat down in the car, and he went down to like turn the car on or whatever, he looked down at the steering wheel, and there was that little boy the little
Oh.
Ju-on spiritual boy standing there staring at him, and he freaks out.
Uh-huh.
And then I guess that's when they hear the noise that the Ju-on girl makes, right? So that's going on. Something's happening, and he's getting all I don't know, slashed or killed or whatever it is that she does to him. And then that's when the wife goes to the emergency room because of that attack, and then that girl thingy comes out of her or whatever, whatnot. Anyway,
Oh, I don't remember that, but okay.
I think I didn't see the first one, but I think I saw a snippet of the second one.
yeah. But anyway, so after I was done watching that movie at my friend's house, I was driving home.
Aww.
I was driving home, and on this and on the street that I was going on, it was down Memorial. There was a dead cat in the middle of the road,
Oh, man.
and I had no choice to like not run over it with my tire, but let it go under the car
Yeah.
type thing. So that just freaked me out even more.
Oh.
And it was like dark late at night. It was like 2-3 in the morning when I was going home.
Damn, why didn't you
Yeah.
sleep over? Because you couldn't? I don't
No,
think
this is
Michelle
at
wanted to walk.
that's at my guy friend's house.
Oh.
It was like a group of us that went to go. It was like a
Uh-huh.
youth group type of thing.
Oh.
Youth friends. We were
Youth
youth
group
group watching horror movies.
It's not uncommon.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, so I'm just going down the street, and yeah, there was the cat, and I
Aw.
was just kind of freaking out. I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I'm going to die. And then I get home, get into bed, and I like bundled myself up, and I was facing the wall. And I literally, I probably looked like this. At the wall because I could not sleep.
Aww.
I could not sleep because all I could think about was that little boy, and then the lady, and the noise, the sound that she makes, and yeah, I freaked myself so much to where I had to go sleep with Liz in the bed.
I just can't take that little boy seriously. I forgot his name. They make fun of him on Running Man all the time because they force Jihyo to dress like her
God.
all the time, and also they do a parody. The parody for the scary movie version of
Yeah,
it.
the
Toyota, Honda, Mitsubishi, and I was like, that's so racist, but it's funny.
I think his name was Toshio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Ever since that, I've like sworn off scary movies.
Aww.
Because it's like it messes with my mind. My mind is too sensitive to that, so I don't watch
Oh, the
movies
scary
anymore.
part where like when you get scared and you go hide under the blanket and then
And
she ends
she's
up
there, yes.
she ends up in the blanket and that's so
Ugh.
yeah no
Yeah, see,
I was hoping you didn't bring that up.
I remember that part.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was talking about Liz.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, hers.
That's the part that I remember of Juwon was when the knock is on the door and she looks at it and the guy is there, but then that guy was like already dead, and I'm like, oh, he's dead! Don't open the door.
Yep, but she opens the door anyway, and he's not there.
Yeah.
you just let
So-
that entity in.
Yep, and then she
basically-
gets scared. She gets in her bed, covers herself in her covers, but dies anyway because
Yeah.
So that's why I swore off horror movies because I can't take it.
Luckily for my boyfriend, he just likes this kind of like the slaughtered ones.
I don't understand those because
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's just funny. He just likes the way those people react in it, and he's just like, that's the stupidest.
That means that he's
decision."
watched Evil Dead.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I've
That's
seen
very
Evil Dead.
gory.
Because I asked him about
Ugh.
like the Asian horror movies, if he's watched it. He's like, I've seen some of the Asians, but he's like, it's just not my type of scary movie to watch.
I think it's just he doesn't believe in it. Like,
no, I
he-
think it's
or-
because he's also has his spiritual battles before, so he knows what they look like. So he's the spiritual side. He's seen what they look like. So that that doesn't scare him.
Oh, okay,
Because
that makes sense.
yeah, because he's seen them. He's been through that.
It kind of reminds me of the drama Arang and the Magistrate, where he sees dead people, and so he's so used to seeing dead people where like he pretends that he doesn't see them. And the main girl, she's a dead girl, and so she's trying to get his attention, and like she's like bad mouthing him, and he's kind of like looking at her like, really, bitch, really? And then she looks at him, and she's all like, "Do you see me?" And he's all like. Trying to like ignore her. I'm like, maybe that's your boyfriend. Just
Yeah, because
he's so used to it to where he's like, It doesn't.
I mean, like,
faze
I don't
me.
think he sees it like he's
Constantly like,
like that, but then like he's like experienced like like the sleep paralysis stuff, and pretty often sometimes he'll see some things every so often just of how many times he's like moved.
Oh.
And so one time I asked him to play Phasmo with me, and you know how Phasmo is. I was like, it scares you and everything, and then we were kind of scared to like go into rooms. He's over here walking around like nothing. He's like, where is it? Where is it? And I'm just like, I don't know. We have to look for it. And he's like, okay. He's like, how do I talk to it? And he's like trying to talk to it. I'm like, babe, this is a game. You have to do it how the game wants you to do it. You can't just do it like you do. And he's just like nonchalant and just looking around. But yeah. And I'll tell him like, I'll watch the movie with you, but like 90% of the time I'm like this with the blanket.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I just don't like that feeling of being scared. So, for those of you who enjoy horror movies
Yeah.
and like live off of that, it's like, why?
Or like the thrill of going to like those Halloween
Haunted houses
haunted
and
houses
stuff
like
like
that.
No.
It's like, we know it's not real. We know it's not, we know it's people in costumes, but it's the element of like surprise and scare is what we don't like.
It'd be like Nick who punched Jess in New Girl.
Because he hates going to those Halloween haunted houses.
He got scared.
Yeah, and Jess was working one. And he had to go in there because
He was trying to tell her something.
Yeah, tell her something. And so he's like, I have to go in there. And every time he's like running in it, all these monsters are yelling at him. He's just like, leave me alone. I'm just trying to find Jess.
What did Tiffany Haddish say when she was going through that haunted house with Ellen? Where she's like, I need to be scared. I haven't been scared in so long. Or like I needed to like vent or something. She said that she needed to get scared really good this year. Just like that because she had so much that vent. Like she needed to vent so hard, but then she needs to be scared really good so all that goes away.
Oh. I don't know.
I
that
forgot
one.
what it was, but that's how Tiffany Haddish views it, those haunted houses. It was just so funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys are weird and I don't understand that adrenaline rush, but, you do you.
I've had nightmares like that Smile movie. I think it's called Smile. But like
I've never seen The Smile. I
their-
mean, I've
the
seen
trailer. They're like their mouths kind of go into like
Far
creepy
out.
as Smile, and I've had nightmares of that before. And then when I saw that they made it into a movie, I was like, that's literally my nightmare,
Oh, my God.
dude. Like sometimes it'll be people that I know, and like their faces will like turn into that, like in the middle of me talking to them, and I'm kind of like,
That reminds me of
like
the
holy
other.
shit, yeah.
That reminds me of my fear. I have a fear of dolls, like life-size dolls.
I had
Life
that
size,
one.
like the Barbie ones that are like
Yeah,
as big
whether-
as you.
Not as big as me, but like toddler.
Is it like that one doll that I had from that one lady?
I don't remember.
It was it was literally like the size of me, if I remember correctly, when I was younger. Do you remember what I'm talking about? That doll that I had borrowed from that one lady, the one lady when we were at Owasso.
I don't remember.
She had no clothes on, but like it was like the body was like fabric though, and then the arms were the plastic, and then her eyes kind of blink.
Oh, I think I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I had her for.
Was I still living at home?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think you were home often.
Okay, it was
Yeah.
that time where I was gone all the
Yeah.
time. Okay.
Yeah, but I had that doll. It was basically life size, I would say, because it was
pretty big.
It was pretty big.
I would say if it was like
It didn't freak you out?
as big as Kyrie right now.
I don't
wanna
think
say.
so.
Yeah.
I think it's because it was in my mind. I was like, "Oh my god, this is a really big doll," and then she let me like play with it for like a few days, and then I brought it back to her. But it didn't have clothes on, so I was just like,
Yeah, no. Yeah, I have a fear of dolls like that.
The dolls that are big or dolls that open their eyes like that.
Both.
Chucky, because of Chucky.
Both. Yes, one because of the movie Chucky. I was exposed to that when I was really, really young. So I didn't, of course, didn't understand what was going on. All I saw was that a doll
Came to life.
came to life. He was evil, scary looking, and he was killing people.
Yeah.
So that was one. And another one is because my aunts used to taunt me and scare me a lot with this doll that they have in the house.
Why?
Because they
they're
thought,
bitches!
Yes, because they thought it was funny.
Yeah.
You know, they got their laughs off of scaring us with stuff like that.
you can kind of see it back then too, nowadays when Michelle would bring her kids over to like grandma's place, you know.
Yeah, I know she did that once with Liam, and she literally scared the living hell out of him. Like it was one of those like high pitched, like the soul left his body scream.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, and I was not happy with that, and neither was Chow. Yeah, he was so pissed.
Was it like she just came out and like?
I
boop?
think no. I think
Or
she
was-
was. I think they were like chasing each other, and so
I
he
think
was like
someone
trying
had
to
on video.
anticipate. Yeah, he didn't know where she was gonna be at because they would kind of go like back and forth around the house,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So he didn't know where she was gonna be at, and then usually she's like standing up, but this time she was crawling on all fours.
Yeah,
And
the way
peeked out.
Yeah,
She peeked out and then
the
she,
way
like, reached out.
towards him.
Yeah, and scared him because he was caught off
he
guard.
was,
He
like,
saw
Jensen's
everything
age.
then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
I think he was only like Jensen's age.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like if you're
He was,
standing,
so he was little.
yes, if you're standing by the fireplace, she's coming behind where
She's in the hallway.
the aisle where the hallway and the phone is. She's hiding behind that, and then you see Liam come around from the dining room to the living room, and he's facing the other way or whatever. And then she kind of comes and crawls and like reaches out to him and scares him, and then you see him jump and scream bloody murder.
Yeah, it was like a like he couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was just like, okay, no more.
Yeah.
You know, God, that poor thing. So yeah, I was traumatized because they taunted me with that doll every chance they get. Like they would literally stand the doll up like in the middle of the hallway.
Wow, that was really.
Oh
mean.
hell no! I would have kicked that thing so far.
Yeah, they would randomly put that doll in different parts of the house
That's mean.
just to scare me. So ever since then, I had this like fear of dolls. I wouldn't say irrational fear, but it's kind of like don't fuck with me with dolls like that.
Yeah.
You know.
That one time when Michelle played Fatal Frame, and she went into the one room and it was all dolls. The game Fatal Frame. Do you know what that game is?
Oh,
There's multiple.
So I forgot which one. I think it's Fatal Frame 2 that she was on. So it's basically a Japanese game where there's a girl, and the only way you go in and you're missing. I think you're missing somebody. You have
your
to go find
sister,
her. Yeah,
or
you
something.
have to go find her, and so you go into like this old
It's like a
mansion village
Or is it the
thingy.
village or is it the mansion?
I don't remember.
I don't remember, but like you can't run. Okay, so your character is basically either walking really slow or like just like you're running like really slow.
Is that the one the
Okay.
Markiplier played and they animated it? And then the sister's like in the back being sacrificed?
I think so. And then she's always like, "Help me" or whatever.
Yeah.
And the Markiplier is always like, "I'm trying, okay." Because you can't run, so it's like Phasma where you can't run. And so the only way you can like, if you run into like a ghost or whatever, you have to take a picture of it, but you're
You have to,
limited
like,
on
kill
pictures.
You have to kill it with the frame.
But you have to like go through like rooms and stuff, so like those old Japanese rooms. And so Michelle played, and the first room she goes into,
Is the room full of dolls?
Wow.
and Michelle's like, "I'm out." I'm not
Yeah, I
playing this
dropped the
anymore.
controller. I was like, nope,
Oh.
ain't no way.
just watch Markiplier play. It's just, it's comic relief.
Yeah.
It's okay. I understand how it feels like being teased. I had, I don't know if I still do, but I have a fear of like, what is it? Of skeletons because of that one show.
Tales of the Crypt?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then my siblings will taunt me.
With it,
I told them that I was scared of it, and because of that, they took it and they ran with it and they taunted me
oh,
with
that's
it.
not nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they still do that till this day, too.
I should have been like, it's just a skeleton. Or what's to say on a scary movie?
It's not like a skeleton. Have you seen how Tales from the
No.
Crypt looks
But
like?
I
Is that the
don't
one
want
with
to.
like a skeleton with like ugly ass hair?
Yeah.
GD hair?
Yes. Here, I'll show you.
Is it because the night will be the night that I will fall for you?
I don't know if it's that. But it is very creepy, like seeing it from like here and there.
Should be
She's
images.
pulling it up.
I think
All
so.
that.
Yeah.
The receding
Like, he
hairline.
has GD hair. The rag.
Yeah,
Raggedy
so
hair?
and I think it's because like I used to watch that show too. I don't know why it was on or what, but it
It was
was
probably like a late night show. is what I'm
probably.
guessing.
But I
And that was
remember
all that
like
was on.
it would be playing and it would be scary. And it's interesting because I think the only nightmare I've ever had was in our haunted house, and I did dream of a skeleton like that. But like, you know how like in movies when you're being chased, you can hear like background music, you can hear the footsteps. And so when I dreamt of that skeleton, that was the first time I ever had a nightmare where I woke up in cold sweats. Like I in a movie
Yeah.
where you
Right.
wake up and you're like like you're being chased,
Yeah.
and I had cold sweats.
Wow.
Yeah, it was scary because I remember I was dreaming, and then I knew I was hiding from something because I can hear its footsteps, and it was so loud where I can feel it in my heart. And so I would be hiding, and you know how like when you're hiding from a monster or whatever, you're like, oh my god, don't look down
You
here,
say
don't look down here.
don't look, and then they like look at you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, ah, damn
So
it, why
I
did think about
remember
that?
being chased by that skeleton, which looks nothing like that one, but it is a skeleton. And I remember being chased, and I'm running throughout the house of that house that we lived in, and I'm running, and then there's no place to go but the living room, and we had this dingy love seat chair that was super cheap, and I hid under there because there's a really big gap under, and I was like, oh my god, and I could hear the footsteps going boom, 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 and I'm like, don't look over here, oh my god, and I'm like this hiding on the side,
Yeah.
right, and then it stopped right in front of me, and then I was like, oh my god, it's gonna look down, and sure enough, the skeleton looked down, looked at me, right, looked down at me, and then I woke up in cold sweats.
Oh.
Yeah. It was so scary.
Yeah, we're too sensitive for that stuff. Yeah, no.
Yeah, because like I remember when I had like nightmares like that constantly. I had so many to the point where like I knew if I thought about it doing something, it's gonna do it. So, to the point, so I'm like, don't think about it, because if you do, he's gonna do the same thing what you were thinking about. Because
Yeah.
like I had one like that too, where I got chased down by like a skeleton. I was hiding behind like this L-shaped like couch, and I'm on the longer side, and I'm like looking to the side, and then you can kind of see it like peek over like this, and then in my head I'm like, don't think for him to look over here, don't think of that. And then lo and behold, he thinks that he's like looking at me, and I'm like, ah, crap. And then you know in the dreams where you're like in your mind you're like run, and then you try to run and you're just like
Running in place.
not even
you
in place.
can't
You're just like
That's how you're running.
no, like you want to run, but then your body is not running. It's just doing some random shit.
Yeah, that's
She's glitching. She's lagging. She's in fast mode. She's doing this.
Yes. Or like when I'm trying to run, like when I'm trying to run in a dream, but like you're not running, you're kind of just trotting, and I'm like, Bonnie, what the hell are you doing? You're supposed to be running.
She's over here holding Y like in Mario to go to run.
Run, and then you're not even doing anything. Like you have no clue what your body's doing.
Yes, I've had those dreams. It's always like that when you're in the flight mode and you're wanting to run away, but you're just not running.
Yeah, so I'm like,
You're just
maybe
not running.
that's what I was like, maybe I should think of not running and see if I'll run, which never works. To the point where sometimes like just accept my fate, just get me.
dang, you give yourself up.
Well, like
I'm always
in my
fighting in my
mind, I'm like,
dreams.
I know it's a dream, so just hurry up and end this dream.
That's so funny.
You should watch, Michelle. You should watch us play Phasmo with like Molly in them, because sometimes Molly would just be like, okay.
What?
Like whenever something's happening, like the ghost is getting ready to fight or something, and like with Molly and Anna, like how they slowly back away because their characters are in Phasmo.
They kind of wonky.
Yeah, they're kind of wonky, right? And so,
Like when you're looking up, you're kind of just like
yeah, so when you're looking up, yeah, you're doing that like this.
like this.
Or if you're looking down, you're like literally at an L, like this. And then like when you're backing up, you're kind of like. So all you see is like, in my point of view, like, cause the ghost will kind of like taunt sometimes. So like sometimes it'll breathe into like your ear, kind of thing, and then or like sometimes it'll like kind of play with you and like play around with lights and stuff. And so when that happens, I see Molly and I go, no, go back into like a corner.
Like Anna doesn't say anything, but she just goes back, and I'm over here like, oh hell no.
She's like, where are you going, Anna? I'm hiding in the closet.
But you can't hide the closet in the game that often.
It's so funny. Like, I mean, I hate the fact that like it's a ghost game, but it's funny when you're playing with
Funny people. Oh my god.
It's so stupid.
Because it's always me who dies first, but then again, it's because I taunt the ghost to come out. Because sometimes it takes forever to come out.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, no, I can't play those games with you.
We had Michael played once.
I know. I'm surprised that he played because I know he's scared.
Yeah,
He
but
doesn't
I
say it,
think
but I know he
I think
is.
it's because we were there, and then he kind of knew that we were scared at the same time. But then I think he realized how the game was, and he's probably, oh, it's not that bad.
It's because we had Matthew. Okay.
Oh.
When we play with Matthew, we win money. When we don't play with Matthew,
We're poor.
We suck. We suck, and so
I mean, we do it, but for some reason, it just doesn't work.
It doesn't
Like,
work
Can't
the
figure
way
out who it
we are
is.
with
I think we're
Matthew.
too chicken shit to like
Yeah.
actually to do it.
Like, what's the goal of the game?
It's you're basically ghost hunter, so you go into a haunted house and you try
You're
to
just
figure
trying
out
to determine what kind of
ghost it is.
You kind of taunt
Without
the
dying.
ghost,
Yeah, but you have to figure out what room the ghost is kind of like in, and then like to do that though, there's like all these equipment that you have to bring with you, and then like at a certain point, the ghost will hunt. And so you'll know when it hunts is when like the electricity and like the doors all
All the
locked.
devices start kind of going wacko, and then the
Oh.
front door
Start
locks,
flickering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and only thing you can do is hide
yeah.
That's like
in
that
the
one.
dark and like not talk. Because if you talk, the ghost will, depending on the ghost, it'll come
Yeah.
just like, oh, you're over
And like
here.
the ghost, when it first came out, if you hide in a closet, it was fine. But now the ghost is smart and they'll open the closets,
Oy.
and so you'll have to kind of hold the doors. But like the stupid thing with that is that like I'm not really good with the keyboard, and so
Oh.
like I can't hold the door sometimes. So sometimes when I'm trying to open the door, I'm like, like this. My character's being stupid and not opening the door.
Yeah, I gave up going into those closets. I just hide a dark corner and just face the corner. And if I die, I die. Unless there's like a chair there that I can hide behind, then yeah.
So you're supposed to like capture it, kill it?
Just you have to just
Identify.
identify.
You have to have
the
3
ghost.
distinct identifiers to determine what kind of ghost it is,
Yeah.
or
And then
yeah.
what?
that
You get money
You get
from
money
it.
if you guess right.
Yeah.
But then there's
Oh.
also some other tasks that you can get extra money for.
Uh-huh.
Like insurance.
Like,
Take a
take
picture
fa-
of
yeah.
your dead friends.
No, well, that's just for extra money, just
Oh.
cause. But then sometimes it says like to take a picture of the ghost
Oh yeah.
while it's attacking. Some says to like
Like attacking you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like sometimes it'll be like we're running and then we're like it's hunting, and then like I usually have the camera. I'm over here trying to take the picture while trying not to die. But then they're all like blurry and you can't see nothing, and I'm just like, come back here! I'm trying to take a picture. But you only have like 5 photos per camera, and then we only bring
Yeah.
like 2 cameras.
But then you're all like
Yeah, we try
It's
not
all
to
gone.
spoil it or like use it all, and it's just like.
Oh
I
man. Yeah, I would probably sit and watch you guys. I don't know if I could play. But
It's pretty funny. Like I said, we suck on our own, but with Matthew, it's a little easier with Matthew and
Yeah.
Chris.
Just seeing them 2 play together, I'm just like, gosh.
At first, it was pretty scary, but now that we played a couple times, it's not as scary anymore.
It's still
Yeah.
The only scary part is when it taunts you and then when it hunts.
yeah,
When it kills
because
you.
you're kind of like doing your own thing, and then all of a sudden it's hunting. You're like trying to find a place to hide.
why does that look like Sims or something?
It is like
It
that.
basically is.
It is like that. You're
Because that
kind
was
of
like like the one we played. We
God.
just got into the house and then we were just looking around, and then I was like, I had like the spirit box that like you could talk to the ghost with, and I was like calling her, and I'm like, "Are you here?" And then like she says, "I'm here," and then I'm just like, "Oh my god!" And then I ran, and then like, she killed me right then and there, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" And then most of them like, "What happened? What happened?" And I'm like, "I died. What? That's not what happened." It's like, "Where's your body?" I was like, "It's in that room over there."
Where's your body?
And then like her
Wow.
body's all like
Dysfunction in the corner.
Oh my god.
They're like, do you know what room it was? I'm like, I don't know. I was in this bedroom, and then she got mad at me for being in the bedroom.
Yeah, no. See, can't do that. Yeah. So, but yeah, all y'all's fears and phobias are pretty much mine too. Like the thalassophobia, the fear of abandonment, claustrophobia, being in small, tight spaces. Yeah, no, thank you. I need to be able to move so I can defend myself.
I think claustrophobia, it has to be very extreme for me.
You know,
To
that
have
reminds me. When I was in 5th grade, we went on a field trip to go into caves. I don't know why my dumb self. They're like, okay, we're gonna, well, when you can crawl through this space to check it out, or you can crawl through this one, but then this space is smaller. And then I was like, I'm pretty small. I want to try it out. Oh, it was so scary. At one point I was sandwiched in between. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so scared. And I was like, I backed out like this. Backed out. It was scary, but it was kind of cool. At the
Yeah,
same
see,
time.
no, I would not. Like
I would not
at
do
the
that.
aquarium where there's like a little hole you go up and you can see like the fish and everything. Hell no, I'm not going in that.
Yeah, it was scary, but it was kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah, no thanks. Of all the like horror stories that I've seen, or watched, or like have read about, it's just not a way I would like to die.
Yeah, because I was kind of stuck too, and I was like, ooh, that's time to back out. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can get back out. And because there's people still behind me too. So I was like, I'm going to leave. And they're like, but you're in front of me. And I was like, move. Trying to get
the
out.
hell out of my way.
I know. But there's literally no room because I'm laying flat. So backing out, would have to like squirt my way out because
Yeah.
I'm laying flat.
Yeah, so then you'd be like, well, then move out too. I'm trying to get out.
Yeah, I had to like basically calm myself down not to freak out because, like I said, at one point I was crawling forward and then I got stuck and I was like, oh, that's not good. And when I was in 5th grade, I was little. I was very tiny, so I was like, ooh, that means it must be very tight. So I'm like, back out, squeeze my way back out.
Yeah, no. Because like going into small spaces like that, you can end up getting stuck,
Yeah,
and then you basically suffocate to death.
no thanks.
Yeah, because I remember Chow sending me an article to read about this spelunker. I don't know if you guys know what spelunking is. Okay. Well, he went spelunking in one of those little caves or holes or whatever, and he thought he can get through, and like he was going into the hole or the crevice head first, right? He was going head first, and then he couldn't go any further because he was too big, and for some reason he couldn't get himself back out. But he was like wedged like way deep in there, so he was upside down. He was running out of oxygen. Even the rescuers who came to try to get him out, they couldn't figure a way to get him out without crushing him. So
He just died there.
he knew he was going to die, so he asked them to call his wife and kid over so he could say goodbye.
Oh my god.
And then yeah, so he ended up dying, suffocating basically, right then and there in front of everybody before they can remove his body. Out
So
of
they
that.
basically waited for him to die and then they removed
Moved
him.
him.
Damn.
Yeah, so I was just like, yeah, no, that's fucking
See,
sad,
that
and I
stuff,
can't. No.
can't do that.
So yeah, all the people who like spelunking and stuff, I don't know how you do it, but just be careful, because
Yeah, you can't do that.
you cannot pay me enough money to do stuff like that. That is one of my top phobias. Claustrophobia, no thank you. I do have a fear of the dark too, like you, but it's more of what's in the dark. Anything other fears you guys would like to add?
I'm pretty sure we all have some kind of fear of like certain bugs too. I wouldn't say fear. I just
As long
It's
as I
just-
see the bug first, I'm fine.
Yeah, don't tell me, or like if I have a bug in my hair or a bug on me, don't like, oh my god, don't do that to me, okay?
don't freak out.
Yeah,
with
don't
me.
freak me out, okay? Just
So you
be
rather
like,
just go, don't freak out.
Yeah,
but
just-
there's
just
a
be like-
bug.
stay still, and then take it off me, okay? Don't be like, oh my god,
That's like
you're gonna freak me out.
like when we told that to Liam, we're like, Liam, don't move. He's like, what? What is it?
Yeah.
I'm like, We haven't even told you yet. Just
Yeah.
sit still.
Like, just stand still, very quick, okay? Don't do that shit to me, okay?
It's like, don't tell me, just get it.
Do it in a very calm manner, okay?
It's like that Korean drama you keep sharing. With
Ah!
like, you know, the spider. And it's like, the spider, where did it go? It's not there anymore.
The way he screams, though, it's so hilarious. It's not like a manly, oh shit, but like a,
So it's like
But it's a big spider.
a spider.
so freaking hilarious. Arachnophobia, that's what fear of spiders is.
Man, that's
So-
like that one time I remember we went to, when we used to hang out a lot with the youth. And remember we went to go barbecue at that one guy's house, and I was like, that's a big spider. They're like, oh, I don't know if you were there. I think it was just me and Sheena and them then.
Yeah, because I don't remember no
Yeah.
spider.
Well, there was a spider there, but we were there. I think we were like barbecuing or we're hanging outside, and then I was like, "Oh my god, that's a big spider!" And they were all telling me like, "Oh, you and your girls so scared of little spiders," and I'm like, "That's a big spider. You want to look? It looks like a tarantula." And they go over there, look, like, "Oh my god, it's huge!" And I was like, "Yeah, no
Were you
crap."
guys over at Fletcher in Land?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, I think it was just us, but I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, that's a big spider." They're like,
Oh.
"Oh, you and your girls. It's probably just a little spider." And I was like, "Go look!" And it was as big as my hand.
That's like the one at the Sequoia Park where it was in the what's it called, the dining area,
Mhm.
and then we're just like, oh my god, look at that, that spider. And we just sat there and watched it because we didn't want to go kill it because that's how big it was.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking.
That's the one that we told Liam to sit still or to avoid that. He's like, what? Where? He almost stepped on it. I'm like, wait. He's like, what is it? And I'm like, chill. Just.
We didn't even tell him there was a spider. We just said, "Liam, come over here," right?
Yes,
or come to the side.
He already knew, like, his fear trigger just went like, what? Where?
And he kind of hopped a little bit.
Because he got really close to it when he
Is
freaked
this
out.
during the family reunion thing?
Yeah.
I was thinking the one that was in our cabin. Was it me or you?
I
It
don't
was-
remember.
It was
I know
me.
I know it was you, but then also me. It was at night, and everybody, you guys were already sleeping, kind of.
Oh,
We were trying to
it
be
was-
quiet.
Yeah.
I was trying to flash the light. You're like, you're like screaming.
Didn't we wake her up?
Yes, you guys woke me up. I was like, what the hell is going on?
It was
It was a
huge.
huge spider. It was one of
Because she
those like.
couldn't deal with
It
it.
was one of those like jumping spiders, but like it had like legs of a spider, but also like of a cricket too. But it was huge.
Oh.
Like we were kind of like, and then like I was trying to sweep it out, but like it kept jumping, and then me and Anna were like,
Yeah, everyone was sleeping. It was in the middle of the night, so we're like,
So, like,
The whisper
I'm pretty
scream.
sure she woke up and then we were just all hovering around her bed.
because there was two.
Yeah.
We hit the first one out, and we're like, okay, that's cool. And then we looked over, and there was another one by your guys' stuff,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
it hid behind your guys' stuff. So I was like, I gotta get it. Like, that's where the babies are. I gotta go get it.
so I'm just standing on my bed with my legs all up on the bed, and I'm like,
While I'm on the floor, like with the broom.
didn't Mike end up helping?
I think so.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I was like, where's Mike?
I was like,
I think he was like showering or doing
Yeah.
something.
Oh.
And, like, he just came back when they were doing the second one.
Oh, God. I can say, what's going on?
like, and we're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's like that.
Where is it? Where is it?
I don't know, it disappeared. And then we're all like, where is it? And we're like bringing our phones and shining like,
See, this is when we know we're not meant to be out in the nature.
But no, those things are scary. So, yeah, that's a
I
little
feel like it was rational for us to be scared because they're huge. They were not little, itty bitty ones.
Yeah, it was big, and again, the babies were sleeping on the bed, and so we were like, "It's under the bed. It's under the bed."
And so Michelle woke up. She goes, "What's going on?" And we're like,
I'm surprised y'all were able to tell her, spider. I thought you were like,
well, we were just like, like that. And she goes, "What?" She's all like, "What is it?" We're like,
Oh, yeah, she didn't have her contacts on either, so.
Yeah, I know.
was blind. So
we were just like,
see anything?
Me and Liz are just going back and forth.
I was like,
This
there's
is
no
how
po-
camping is with us girls.
Yeah. I was like, there was no point in me because I was already laying in bed.
Yeah, it's just like the entire
And then they're all screaming. I'm like, there's no point in me joining the scream with them. So
It's like the two dramatic ones already at it. So.
yeah.
Well, because at one point we lost it, didn't we?
Yes.
That's why I was like, I don't know where it went.
And then like there's always those horror stories of when you squish a spider, like all the babies come
yes.
out. So
Oh my god, that's happened to me once.
that's why
In my house.
That's why I was like, don't squish it, don't squish it, just sweep it outside.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that happened to me once. It was like by the fireplace. I like killed it with a the fly swatter. I killed it, and then when I lifted it up, like to go, clean or whatever, and these little spiders like all the way to the bottom. I was like, oh!
Did you kill it? You're like, ah!
Yes, I did. I was like,
Turn around and go, ah! Yeah, I'm pretty sure you went, yeah. And you're like, ah!
yes. And I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I was like, gross. And then here comes the child running out of the bedroom. What? And I'm like, it was a spider.
And his babies came out.
Yeah, and he's like, did you get it? I was like, yeah, but the babies came out. He's like, babies? And I was like, yes.
Ugh.
It's one of those spiders.
That was carrying the babies on their back. I was just like, ugh. Gross. Anyway. I hope y'all enjoyed our little stories there about being scared and like fear and stuff like that. So, excuse me. Yeah, that pretty much will wrap up our episode of fear because I don't know how to end it after all that hysteria. But yeah, so fear is a very, very common emotion. Everybody experiences it. So if you have any fears or you're afraid of something, don't be ashamed. Because I'm pretty sure there's at least one or two other people who have the same fears. Mm-hmm. So don't be embarrassed or anything like that. If you can, just, laugh it off. Have fun with it or whatever. So share with us below what your fears are or if you have any phobias. Because I would like to know what other phobias are out there besides thalassophobia, arachnophobia, claustrophobia.
Mm-hmm.
Or the fear of fear of getting lost, fear of failure.
There's the fear of the number 13.
What is that called?
I only know this because of Friends from Chandler and Joey.
Oh,
I forgot what it's called, but yeah, the fear of the number 13. Yeah.
Did you guys know all hospitals don't have
13th floor?
13th floor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not know that.
So then that means they're superstitious then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how there's just superstitious like that when a lot of hospitals are religion based.
Yeah. I don't know.
So it's like,
That's like Liz's topic that she wanted to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, keep an ear out for that topic. For that list will be heading. So, thanks again for listening in, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.